What's up guys, my name is Andre and welcome to a new video. Today I'm here with something very special. This is my first dual processor board. This was a Christmas gift from Ross Tregemba, and thank you very much to Max Demian Borges from the Retro Machines group for selling this board to us, basically Ross and I. So, again, this is my first dual processor board. It is an Asus CUV4X DLS. It's currently running two 1 GHz Pentium 4s. We're running 2 GB of SD RAM ECC registered. We've got an 80 gig hard drive. For the first time I'm testing my Voodoo 3 2000 on video. And then we got, you know, the usual stuff, USB 2.0 card, the Realtek 100 megabit NIC, which is not being used because I'm stupid, and the Sound Blaster CT 4830. Now, some issues that I thought I had with this board, it's that it has an additional AT connector right below the ATX connector, and I thought it was optional, and I was kind of panicking about it because I thought I wasn't going to be able to power this board on until I, connected the AT connector. But I found out that my Thermaltake Pure Power W0008 actually has that connector, and it's actually kind of made for this board. I mean, this power supply has exactly what I need to run this board. The ATX connector and the AT connector right below it. Perfect. I was having some problems getting the board to detect the full 2 GB of SD RAM. It was either detecting 2 GB or 1.5 gigs. And then if I tested each stick separately, it would report 256 on all sticks and on all slots. So it was kind of a hassle to get this set up. But here it is up and running. And this is going to be a double test. Today I'm going to test Windows 2000, I'm going to show you some games, and then I'm going to swap the Voodoo 3 2000 for my shit card, the 4650 AGP. I want to see if this card even works at all, because it has a bridged adapter, but this motherboard has an AGP Pro connector, so I don't know what's going to happen, but the card is going to be capped at AGP4X, but this card will enable me to run Half-Life and other games, and in fact this card is so powerful that if I install, the moment I install this card, I'll be limited specifically by the processors and nothing else, perhaps the RAM. Okay, good old CRT, got the shutter speed fixed so there's no flicker. I've got a few games to test. Call of Duty does not work, so I'll just go ahead and delete it. Counter-Strike 1.6 doesn't work because I think that the graphics card doesn't work. I'm not sure, but I got some other games like Quake, Half-Life, the 2 expansions. I also got Unreal. Yeah, Unreal Gold is also here. Just go ahead and get rid of Call of Duty because it doesn't run on this graphics card, obviously. So let me just see if Counter-Strike 1.6 will run. I'll have to reduce the FPS probably, or it's just gonna blank out. See, there's a lot of input lag, so we'll just try reducing the FPS max to 60. Come on. There's this additional space. There we go. Is it better? Probably. I'll just try to run. I'm gonna put bots just to try and stress the CPU, and let's try a random map, see what happens. Wow, this is taking longer than I was expecting. Okay, it's actually running rather fine. Let me show FPS 1. I hope you can see it in the corner. There we go. So that's the FPS in the corner for you. Let's try buying something. I think that most of the lag, we're running at 800 by 600, so it's quite a high resolution for a gold source game on a Voodoo 3, so we're mainly hampered by the graphics card. And since I already got the fucking biker. Since we already got the machine in a case, I think that the most logical thing to do is just, put the strongest graphics card I have in there, and this is basically going to be like the coolest setup that I can ever have. I mean, I would try sourcing for something like a 6800 or even a faster card because, you know, it's dual 1 GHz Pentium 3s. They're very fast. But, well, for now, I'll just put the 4650 in there until I can get something like a 6800 GT or possibly, you know, possibly a 7900 GTX, which those cards are not hard to come across here in Brazil, and I can possibly get them. But yeah, I won't take very long. Just to show you what Counter-Strike 1.6 runs like. This is not the original Steam version, so it's not only optimized for newer machines, and you know that usually that presents some issues because they optimize for newer machines, and if you try to run on period accurate machines such as this one, you can get your ass kicked. So anyway, yeah, this is what a I would say a period correct machine would run like. Let me just bring down the shutter speed because otherwise the picture is a bit too blurry for my taste. So yeah, this is what Counter-Strike 1.6 runs like. Let's switch games. Okay, let's try Half-Life. I know you're all eager to see how Unreal runs. We'll get there eventually. And CL show FPS 1. So we do have VSync enabled for my own sake, but for the other games that people love so much, because I'm pretty sure that this game would just cap at, you know, 100 FPS or something like that. Yeah, this is the Game of the Year edition of Half-Life 1, so it's the real deal, the one that you would get on the original CD, or at least on a newer version of the original game. So this is so far pretty time accurate. Let's try moving to another map, like map C1A2, probably. I don't know what map that is. Okay, it's the office complex. So let's. Okay, Impulse 101. Let's fucking go. Pretty sure I'll have to bend no clip just to get out of the elevator. Okay. So yeah, this is why like people praise these cards so much, but I'm not really. You could call me not exactly a fan of 3DFX cards, not of the Voodoo 3 2000, because I got other cards that perform better than it, and most of the time I'm not going for retro value or sentimental value to other people, you know, like, you gotta have a 3DFX to play Half-Life. I'm like, screw this, I can just slap in an FX 5200 and you know, run the game a lot better. Because most of the time, like, yeah, like, this is cool, I'm running the game on a freaking Voodoo card or whatever. Remembering that I scored this 3DFX Voodoo 3 2000 for like $2 a while back, and I haven't made a video on it since because I just didn't find the you know, the right rig to use it on. It was like just sitting in there waiting for the rig to the perfect rig to show up. And this is it. But I won't be keeping this Voodoo 3 2000 on this machine. I'll be using the 4650 AGP, and fingers crossed that card will work. And that's it. Will work, because that card is very finicky. The drivers are very finicky. That card has an AGP bridge on it, a PCIe to AGP bridge, so it's very finicky to get it working properly on some boards. So my hope is to get it working. Oh my god. But alright, I think you saw it. Let's move to another game. I don't even know if Unreal has an embedded FPS counter or something. I don't know how to activate it. But let's go ahead and create a new game. This is also running at 800 by 600, and I checked it. It's using the Glide API. So we are on every single 3DFX fan territory. and there are FPS dips here and there. It's not perfect, but it's actually very impressive what this card from 1998 can do. It's very, very impressive. So yeah, Maxdemium, you just commented on my post as I'm recording this. So I think by now you already know what my plans are for this build. I'm gonna put a freaking overkill graphics card on it and keep it as a build, essentially. Keep it as a fast. And I really, really want to test Half-Life 2 in this machine. It's my main goal. Because if you imagine that when Half-Life 2 came out, Pentium 3s were the thing. Pentium 4s were out. They were kind of shit. They ran hot as balls, and like in that early stage, those CPUs were basically as fast as a fast Pentium 3. So there was basically no difference. Do I expect the that game to run well? No, I don't. In fact, even if this is a Pentium 3, because, well, even if I'm running the original DVD version, which I do have, it's still going to run quite shit, because imagine getting a Pentium D and running it at 1 gigahertz. This is essentially what this is, and plus we got ECC SD RAM, so this is not the best performance RAM, but we got enough 2 gigs to actually test Half-Life 2, and this is why I'm gonna actually test this thing. I may, once I'm on Windows XP, I may even like do some crazy shit like recording videos and editing using Vegas Pro, and then my mouse just died. Well, my keyboard and mouse just died. Fine. Let's move to another game. I'll try running at 640 by 480. Windowed modes, no shit. Okay. So now this is running using the CPUs, and it's running on a pretty fucking weird... Okay, it's running at 74. It's running at 74 Hertz. Okay, let me fix that. Okay, there you go. No flicker. Now let's do... Can we do demo 1? Is that... Oh. Demo start demo 1. What the fine, it's already playing it anyway. I would say it's mostly running at 60 FPS, but there are dips, which I would expect since it's running in software mode, and even Pentium 3s are not that great for software mode at 640 by 480, but it is definitely a fast, they are definitely fast CPUs. No doubt. I just cannot benchmark it for you under Windows 2000. I barely know how to use these games at all. So I'm really sorry about that. You'll have to take my word for it. It's running at 60 FPS at this very moment. It's running great. My god, I suck. I will not take the nightmare skill. Sorry about that, chaps. Yay. So yeah, it's not fixed at 60 FPS. Again, this is why I told you, like, wow, 3D effects cards are cool. In fact, it's not even the fault of the 3D FX card, it's just the driver not working, because this is Windows 2000, not 98. Because if I were to install Windows 98, it would be essentially as having a single CPU, because Windows 98 does not support multi-CPUs. But yeah, we're running on software mode, and I'm really sorry about that. But, well, it's not bad. It's totally playable, especially imagine you're a little kid, you won't even notice. Okay, now I'm going to install Windows Windows XP on this machine, and we're going to see how the HD 4650 behaves with these two CPUs, if the 4650 is going to like at all being used on this board because of the bridge chip. Let's go ahead and try it. Alright, next day. So I've been messing about with this motherboard for a while now, having not a load of issues, but it's not a problem with the board itself, it's a problem more with Windows and drivers. So I'll tell you what I did. So what I did is, I tested the 4650 and I tried Half-Life 2, and I ran into a driver issue where the performance was acceptable, but it was terrible for the type of performance I usually get out of this card. Opened up Windows Task Manager to see, and the CPUs were being used about halfway, but doing nothing. Just sitting at the desktop, the CPUs were being used 20%, both. So I'm pretty sure that the ATI driver was causing some sort of overhead, and I know for a fact that the ATI hotkey puller or something like that, it's a stupid extension. It will cause a sort of CPU overhead where it's trying to capture hotkeys, and then it just, you know, it sucks really. It causes the CPU to be used 50% all the time, even when you're just sitting at the desktop. So I'm pretty sure it's because of the bridge, and it's incompatible with the VIA Apollo chipset that we got in here. I think that particularly the 3DFX card, albeit it's cool, it's very cool to have a 3DFX card in the rig. It's holding these CPUs back. People say, oh, but these cards scale all the way to 1 GHz Pentium 3s and whatever. Like, yeah, they scale up to that point, but doesn't mean that they are going to perform as good as I want them to perform. So, I am trying to decide for a replacement, and it's something that I've seen on a video from Phil's Computer Lab, which is this guy. A Geforce2 MX400, and this one I just botched a fan on it. This is the SDR version, just so you get an idea. I was able to overclock it very well. It performs very well. It performs essentially just like a GeForce 256. And this specific card came out in 2001, so it's basically time accurate for the whole system, although this is a mainstream card. But it is going to, I think, I could be wrong on that, but I think it is going to perform better than the Voodoo 3 2000 that I got on this computer currently. Windows 2000 is being a piss to use. It's just, you know, it sucks. Yeah, since we got 2 gigs of RAM and 2 CPUs, I could go with Windows 2000, but I'm having problems installing Windows 2000 because my version doesn't have Service Pack 4, and it asks for Service Pack 4 right after the installation, and I would have to burn a CD just to install the Service Pack because it doesn't even let me get into the desktop. I know the cabling is a mess. I will possibly try to fix this later, but for now I just want to get this computer up and running, and we're going to use this Geforce2 MX400. We're going to overclock the shit out of it, and let's go. Alright, a lot of time has passed as always. I always take a day to, not exactly a day, but a lot of time to set these things up. And we're done. I got some games. So we got Opposing Force, we got Quake, Call of Duty 1, Blue Shift, Counter-Strike 1.6, Quake again, and Half-Life. So we got a bunch of games. Now we are using the GeForce 2, which is a card that I particularly like. Phil's Computer Lab says that this card performs about the same as a GeForce 256. And you can see here on Power Strip that I got the card overclocked from 176 to 230, and the memory from 166 to 180. So that was the overclock that I was able to get stable. I will disable VSync on both OpenGL and Direct3D. Let's try first. I think I have Unreal as well. Yes, I do have Unreal Gold. Okay, so what game should we try first? I think we should probably start with Half-Life. Okay, let's set the video mode. Not custom game, video mode. Video mode. Using, I think we're going to be using OpenGL at 800 by 600. This seems to be the sweet spot resolution for this game. Let's go ahead and load a map. So the frame, like the camera is pointed slightly up, so you can see what kind of performance we are getting off of this rig, which is quite impressive. I was really disappointed with the performance I was getting from the 4650 running on the system. Now this is like absolutely perfect. Let me just make sure that the camera is focused properly. I wouldn't forgive myself if I recorded the entire gameplay section with the camera out of focus. Yes, we do have FPS drops, and I think that that's mostly to do with the graphics card than with the CPUs. And this would be even worse if I were using the 3DFX card, because, well, it's a weaker card. This MX400 performs about the same as a GeForce 256, and that card in itself is a pretty awesome card. I'll just give, you know, do Impulse 101 just to get through this. But yeah, I mean, pretty impressive frame rate results that we're getting off of this machine, as we should totally expect. However, it has been a while since I used this GeForce 2 card, so I'm actually impressed myself on how well this little card performs, given that this is the 64-bit SDR version, and I just overclocked the shit out of it. I think, yeah, it's almost a 100% overclock on the core, so we're getting quite a fair bit of a performance boost here. And we will definitely test the other games. I just don't know if I will be able to, you know, show you the FPS that the game is running at. But yeah, we do have frame rate dips, and remember, this is 800 by 600, possibly even at 64 at 16 at 32-bit. So we are definitely running pretty well. Ross, the guy that pretty much gave me this board as a Christmas present, he says that Half-Life 2 can even run on a freaking GeForce 2. I freaking doubt it. But now that we got the system, there is a small probability, since we got a whole different platform. Because last time I was trying to do this, I was trying to run Half-Life 2 on a socket A motherboard with an Athlon XP 1700 Plus, and I'm pretty sure that was the problem why the game was not even starting up. But anyway, we can try that. I'll just show you the other games, and then if I can in fact run Half-Life 2 in this machine, I'll go ahead and show you. So yeah, this is Half-Life 1 for you, the Game of the Year edition. So this is the original, as close as possible to the original CD release. I haven't even installed the high definition pack, because I thought that would change the performance for those who are used to playing the original game. You know, it's kind of like cheating, but cheating, like, not cheating, because we're not improving the performance. In fact, we are underperforming. So I don't know what to call that. Let's go ahead and test other games. Okay, GL Quake. This game seems to be locked at 60 FPS, because if I do demo 1, it's locked at 60 FPS. So I can't do anything about it. But this game needs no explanation. It's running at 640 by 480. I could even tweak on Power Strip full screen anti-aliasing. You can really see that it's running at 640 by 480 here. The game might be a tad too dark, sorry about that. But there you are. I'm really sorry that I can't show you the FPS. It's just that it's, to me at least, I have a real hard time finding software that shows the FPS on Windows XP, or perhaps it's just a fucking CPU limitation like you just saw. Lack of SSE2 just enables for apps to start, which really sucks. So the GeForce2 MX400 is a DirectX 7 graphics card, and for all intents and purposes it could well be capable of starting Half-Life 2. Will it be playable? I don't know. But there is in fact a DirectX 7 setting on Half-Life 2 that we could test. But yeah, there we go. That's Quake running for you in there. And this, by the way, I'm gonna keep this rig built, if that's the proper word. I'm not gonna take the system apart, because usually what I do is that I record these videos and then like 2 days later I just take the system apart for, you know, trying to maybe put together another system that I think would be better or more interesting. And besides, I still have to bring a video on that Pentium 4 pre-built. In fact, it came originally with a Celeron D 2.26, which I threw away in the bin because it's not even worth pocket change. And I put in there a Pentium 4 2.4, so I'll be making a video on that soon enough. I don't know when. Next game. Okay, now here's one game that you might be surprised of seeing running on a GeForce 2, but here it is. We have Call of Duty 1 running at 800 by 600. Of course, texture quality set to default or otherwise low settings with bilinear filtering. Performance, wall marks is on, ejecting brass is off, dynamic lights is everything. I think I should probably put that on models only. World dynamic light quality fastest, model detail is slow. This game, like, apart from the models only, the game has set all of this automatically for me, including the resolutions. Let's just try loading a mission. Okay, now again, I have no way of showing you how well this game is running, and I'm really sorry about it. However, on the inside areas, like inside this bunker, the game is pretty much above 60 FPS from what I can feel. And then once we step outside, the game dips to like 30 to 27, 26 FPS. That's what I can feel. It's not laggy, it's just the FPS is slow because, you know, we got a shitty graphics card. If it was the CPU, or in this case, CPUs, we would see stutters, but we're not seeing stutters in this game, which is very nice. It means that we still got some sort of CPU headroom, CPU headroom, and I would expect it because this is back in 2001. This was a budget graphics card from NVIDIA. You know, the Geforce2 MX400. It performs about the same as an old NVIDIA flagship, the Geforce2 56. Which was the first, you know, as NVIDIA calls it, the first actual GPU. This game actually runs surprisingly well for a GeForce 2. I was not expecting this game to run this well. I have a hard time running this game even on much stronger machines. With even with the 4650, this game seems to struggle a little bit. So it seems like we're possibly running into some sort of lack of optimization. Next game. And the game locked up. Or we're just in a slideshow? Enough of that, let's go ahead and play some Counter-Strike 1.6. I think this game might be running... No, it's running at 800 by 600. No, it's probably set currently to 640 by 480, so we'll change that real quick. I'll leave it on 16-bit, because in this game, like, there's really no need for it. It could be something impressive, but this card has such a hampered memory performance that I would not want to make it suffer even further by forcing it to process 32-bit textures. So let's go ahead and do first FPS max 100, so we're not capped, and then CL show FPS 1. Not shoe. Show. Okay, so this map is not one of the most demanding ones, and it does run perfectly fine. You can even use the flashlight without much of an FPS dip, and in fact, right here we're pretty much locked at 100 FPS. This just only shows just how impressive this card is for a budget option back in 2001. This is, I would say that this is like the 1050 Ti. It will not handle high resolutions easily, but in some games, yes, you can crank the resolution right up a bit. And other than that, I'm still quite impressed with this card. It's not a bad card whatsoever. So one last thing that I'm going to try is to install Half-Life 2 and run on this machine. I cannot guarantee you anything, but if there's anything that happens, I'll try to show you what's going on. So I'm just only doing like a brief test because I'm sort of tired today. And next game. Oh my fucking god, this is unbelievable. Holy shit, I was not expecting this. Oh my god, my eyes can't be deceiving me. This is absolutely unreal. This is Half-Life 2 running on a GeForce 2. What? How is this even fucking possible? It's not even that slow. It's like 10 FPS or something. What? I even paused the fucking music. Matt DX level 70, because this card is DirectX 7 compliant. Oh my fucking god. Let me put this down to 640 by 480. How is this even fucking possible? What? Tell me, how is this possible? Oh my god, I'll put everything down to low. No fucking way, it doesn't even support anything. Oh my fucking god. Let's try this chapter. Alright, they're all locked. Map, okay. Map, D1, canals, 5. I don't think this is the map. But, holy shit! I have never seen this before. Ross, if you're watching this, dude, remember when we were video chatting and you said that it was possible to run Half-Life 2 on oh my god. This is absolutely unreal. Look. Oh my god, how is this even possible? Oh my god. Okay, I gotta remember that there's a bug. If I press C on the console, the game crashes. So let me kind of work around that. Oh my, look at that FPS up there. How is this even fucking possible? Oh my god. Like DirectX 7 to the rescue, because this is absolutely fucking insane. How the fuck is this fucking possible? I'm just so freaking stoked at the moment. You have no idea. Oh my god. Like, the boxes are appearing only at like 2 feet away. What the fuck? Dude, kill me. I have never seen this before. To me, this is practically impossible. How the fuck? What the fuck, Geforce2? I was not expecting... Let me back up the camera a little bit. Dude, I mean, how the hell is this fucking possible? How? Just how? This is... What? How the fuck is this possible? What? Oh my god. Yeah, the game looks like trash, but this is a fucking Geforce2 MX400. How on earth is this game even running as well as it's running? What the fuck? Dude, like, what the hell? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, I just can't believe this. I can't believe this. It's the same computer yet. Fuck. I mean, look at the quality of the textures, dude. Like, this is absolutely fucking awful because the game's running on DX7. Holy shit. Like, look at that FPS, like 30. I saw 60 FPS even at some point. Wow, like, oh my god, okay. So, well, I guess that's it then. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked, please like this video, because this is fucking amazing. I was not expecting this to happen at all. If you like this video, if you liked it, please give a thumbs up. This is my first dual CPU build, and I love it. Thank you very much, Maximium Borges, for selling me this board, and thank you very much, Ross, for giving me this as a Christmas gift. Until next time, take care.